Congratulations. You found the Twin Cities Hit Show.
Very well. Where do I begin?
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
You're lucky to be here.
Thank you, sir.
Reach for this one.
And now, a real hit show.
It's better for the mission that we get to know each other a little bit more intimately.
Live from the Twin Cities.
We have no choice but to work together in this.
I'll let you tag along, but it's in and out, no mess, and we both forget about it in the morning.
It's the Twin Cities Hit Show.
This is the most dangerous time in our history.
They will send an army to stop us.
Let's get this hit show started.
Well, what did we learn? We learned that we need to include the word penis in the title of every show we post.
Yeah, it would.
I can't believe you hadn't been up until this point.
Yeah.
I assume that's why you brought me in here.
Please welcome Bryan Penis Miller.
Yeah.
Yeah, yesterday's show was the most popular of the week, and we're assuming because we put Lenny Kravitz's penis in the title of the episode.
That's factually accurate.
Naughty, naughty listeners.
You know, because Lenny Kravitz's penis saw his own shadow, 6 more weeks of summer.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's exciting to know. That's how that works.
It is exciting.
I just want to see the mayor holding up
The
Lenny
shadow-
Kravitz's penis.
The shadow is smaller than I had thought it would have been.
I thought it was pretty big.
I thought it was a pretty big...
I
It
think
was
it's smaller
impressive.
than I expected.
Colleen,
I'm with you on that.
He was doing something at the time. It's not like he got to chub up and he got to psych himself up, and that was his primary focus.
Good point. That was flaccid.
He was doing his job
Yeah.
when that thing came out. So that was him when he's not even thinking about it.
That's true.
Lenny
I feel
Kravitz
like I can't
flaccid.
hear. Am I not hearing?
Give her some in her cans.
Is that better?
That's better. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine.
All right.
We can hear you, Colleen Justice, and we can see you.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I still never found out the answer. Did he continue the show with his dick hanging out?
Well, he finished the song, right? I saw that, but
Oh,
yeah,
with it
I
hanging
never
out?
heard. Yeah, I think it was the. Do you think he closes with American Woman because it's got all the bye-byes at the end? I mean, he also, Lenny Kravitz actually thinks that song is about a woman, which is the saddest part of this whole story.
Is it about drugs?
Yeah.
Is it about drugs? Being a drug
No, it's
addict?
about Vietnam. It's about America. It's about the Vietnam War. It's a protest song.
Yeah.
But Leonard Kravitz was like, "What if I put a woman and American flag in the video and then I'll re-release it?"
But let's get back to the important point of this. He finished the song.
Oh yeah, he
after.
talks. Did you see that's what he's playing? I saw the uncensored video before it went off. He's playing and it pops out. And then he does like a no-hands Buffalo Bill style tuck, like Ted Levine from Silence of the Lambs.
Because he is aware that it's out.
He feels it coming. How could you not?
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
wind
I don't know.
and
He bounced
the
off
breeze.
the stage.
Yeah,
Did
they
you see
hit
it?
a roadie in the head. And
he should have done a Jimi Hendrix and actually played some chords.
oh, you could have played with it like a
his
pick.
wing.
Oh, that would have been amazing. But he kind of tucked, and then he put his guitar over it, and then he did kind of a Steven Tyler mince with his jump tucked over back to the mic, and he finished the song. But it looked like he barely registered.
I wonder what the view from the back was for the rest of the show if he tucked.
Just the bottom
Kinda
4
hanging up.
inches. Just the bottom 4 inches for the back. Is all
Isn't
you can
the
see.
normal reaction to just stop the song in horror and cover up and run off stage?
I don't know if you're
thought it was
Lenny
a
Kravitz.
pro
Yeah.
move.
Yeah, he's a professional.
Did he,
Seriously,
if he
pro
could have
move.
wrapped it into like a guitar strum, the tuck and the strum,
Oh,
and
yeah.
in a big
or made
circle.
a capo out of it
Yeah.
or something, played everything in a different key.
The whole thing.
You realize we're now able to title this episode Lenny
But the
Kravitz's
penis-
Penis Part 2.
Actually, you should title it Bryan Miller on Lenny Kravitz's penis. I think
No,
that would get
no.
a whole new, different demographic for you
I
guys.
think you, sir, are dead on. That's awesome. Okay, so
Impressive.
you're both performers. Could you imagine? Have you had the dream like you're all of a sudden you're naked on stage?
No.
Okay. The cliche shot of the woman, like her shirt falls down, she covers her elbows over her nipples, and she's doing that. That's
I think that's just a dream that you have, Chuck.
And I'm thinking
think that's
it's
just
kind
something
of
you
he
think
wants
about.
to, like, he's looking at me like, right?
It
Tell
is.
me that happened to you. Tell me it.
Does anything feel less sexy than doing comedy, though? For real,
Right.
It's so
Nothing.
wild. It's like I'm
No.
just gonna talk about things that I can't
Right.
do, and everyone's gonna watch. It's the least
I'm
sexy
a
thing in
sad
the world.
sack.
Yeah.
No.
I wonder if there was, though, a contingent of Super Bowl producers who were considering, and then after yesterday,
Oh.
yeah, no more invite. to Lenny.
If he would have had a picture of Janet Jackson's nipple taped to the tip of his penis, it would have been the most amazing performance art in the world. No, it was very spontaneous. I was impressed with Lenny. Out of curiosity, Colleen, what is the weirdest thing that's ever happened to you while you were in the middle of a set on stage?
This was very early on at the House of Comedy, and I had a sheet. It was maybe my 10th time.
Were you performing for the KKK?
Yeah, my sheet.
No, she's a Mormon, so she has to perform through a hole in a sheet. That's the only way she can tell jokes.
And it was...
Mormon? I don't know. Maybe it's Jewish.
I had my jokes written up. And
on a piece of paper.
And the vent was... And I chased it around like it was a slapstick comedy. It was just ridiculous. And I think I had a bunch of friends coming that night. It was just like me like, oh, and I'm like, next I'm going to step on a rake and it's going to hit me in the face. That's what's happening next.
Because you would have been lost without that sheet, right?
I have this like, I still do actually always keep something close by because I have this thing where I feel like I could, when you talk about having dreams about being naked on stage, I have dreams about being up there and starting jokes and having no idea how they finish, where they go, and having this blank kind of a moment. So I think it's just kind of like a security blanket thing. But yeah, I still have that incredible fear.
I lived my worst nightmare this summer. I was asked to act in this production that's being funded in part by Hulu and Netflix and whatever, and I had lines to memorize. So I'm memorizing, watching the other actors do their stuff. Now it comes my scene. So 3 cameras, the lights, they're all on me, and action. Totally blank.
Oh yeah,
not one word. I could feel the sweat start coming, and they're all like, "Who did we hire?
Did your glasses fog up?"
Oh. I didn't have glasses on, but I was living a nightmare.
Yeah,
and then I said, "I'm sorry."
Horrible.
And then it's fine. And then it came back. But that the brain can be so mean.
It can, and it can be self-fulfilling prophecy. I think I was doing a guest set. Maybe it was at Acme. It was an open mic. I happened to get up that night and sitting there, and I can remember messing up this joke, and I wasn't coming to me, and it was ridiculous. And this girl in the front was looking at me like with just disgust, and it was just then you're more in your head and more in your head. And I always think back to that. It was like the worst feeling ever. It's just out of your control.
It's like a feedback loop. It's like it starts to play on itself, and then it becomes bigger.
Yeah.
I get girls looking at me in disgust all the time. It doesn't rattle me at all. I transitioned from the cop. I ran out of bullets in the middle of the shootout dream that I used to get all the time.
Oh, that's
my
interesting.
gun malfunctions.
And then do your teeth crumble out?
Yes. What is that?
Yeah, nice.
I've always heard that means you're going to be pregnant. Someone always told me that's
Wow.
what it
Shit, I think I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
And then now it's the microphone jokes. Now I think it's just plain despair. I wake up in my life and I wake up screaming.
I think these are all dreams about your dick. your microphone malfunctions, your gun malfunctions.
You might be onto something, doctor.
I don't know. No, I don't know Freud, but it sounds like Chuck's a little worried about something.
I like this.
And then my brain is also so mean that I cannot for the life of me retain someone's name after I've just met them.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing.
Hi, my name
Yep.
is Philip.
Yep.
And then I'm like, and it's going like that.
Yep.
And then you look at the guy and you're like, fuck, I'm such a dick.
Yeah.
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 I'm like, hi, meat. Oh.
Did I mention I'm Rusty Gateby?
There is.
Yes.
I'm telling. No, there is.
I feel the same way, Ralphie.
I run into the same woman I know
forgive you,
from
Bob.
my kids' school. From at Target all the time. Like, it never fails. She's just
yeah.
always there. And at this point, we've been talking so much, it's like we're past. She's
Yeah.
like, Colleen,
How are the kids?
I
You can
will-
rattle off all your children's names.
I will see her down an aisle that I need to be. I will not get
Yes.
what I need and
Yeah.
go to another store before I have to pass
And you
her.
actually like her. You're just so embarrassed
She's
about the
a
name.
wonderfully. She seems
wonderful. I'd
really
love to hang
nice,
out with
but
her.
I can't bring myself to ask people their names early on, and that's
Yeah.
a mistake. You should be able to
Yeah.
say, but now it's
Sorry.
way too late. Way too late.
Yeah.
So last night, we got lots to talk about. There's stuff happening tonight, and there's stuff that happened last night. Some of it horrible, some of it exciting. Last night here in town, Kelly Clarkson. I totally forgot our American Idol was in town.
Aww.
She did this last night, which I thought was pretty cool.
Did her penis pop out?
Judge me.
No,
It's
no
a great
penis.
classic song from someone from here. So, so this is Purple Rain, y'all.
Of course, she's in Minnesota.
This is requested by Dan Johnson.
So do you think she does it well or does it poorly?
I bet she does it well.
Let's
She
take a
does
vote.
it.
What are we saying? Does she do it well or does she do it
She'll
poorly?
do it well.
Yeah.
I think she's going to really screw it up.
All right, here we go.
No pressure.
And when I say well, I mean she won't physically screw it up. Not that I will enjoy it.
Not like you do it.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
I've never heard a female sing it, actually.
She's got a beautiful voice. Take that from her.
She should sing professionally. I mean, really, this could be her thing.
And for a one-off,
And then her boob popped out.
I never thought this could be a chick song, but it
great.
kind of is.
She's got a great
Thumbs
voice.
up. Her penis is playing it in G, so that's why it's worked out.
And, of course, now Keith Richards in the news. I can't believe this guy.
How about it?
Did you hear the article? What the hell? Did you guys hear what he said?
No.
Yeah.
And you agree?
No, of course not.
No. What's the question?
He's an old. Here's the thing: you wouldn't normally listen to anyone that old or anyone on that many drugs. You're gonna put the two together and you're
Right.
gonna listen to him.
Yeah.
He's calling Sgt. Pepper's album rubbish.
Yeah.
Oh, bloody rubbish.
I mean, come on. He's just trying to get attention for his solo album that's coming out.
He's just goofing around.
I mean, here's some quotes. The Beatles sounded great when they have the Beatles, but there's not a lot of roots in that music. I think they got carried away, and why not? If you're the Beatles in the 60s, you just get carried away.
You're too articulate. That's not how he would have sounded at all. He would have been,
He's starting to do Sgt. Pepper. Some people think it's a genius album, but I think it's a mismatch of rubbish. What? It's like, oh, if you can make a load of shit, so can we.
And they did. They followed it up with a psychedelic album, I believe.
Yeah,
right?
the Satanic Majesties,
Yeah.
he
The
says.
Stones in the '80s. I love the Stones, but their '80s albums
Are you kidding
so
me?
bad.
Yes.
Miss
so bad.
I'm not sure any. I mean, I get they're iconic and they're
Start
awesome
Me
and I
Up?
love them,
You don't
but
like Start
is
Me
any
Up?
of their stuff musically
they're
amazing?
Yes.
Really?
Oh, Exile on Main Street. Holy smokes! That's one of my all-time favorite albums. All the horns
They're
on
great.
that.
They're great.
Ventilator Blues, which they like made up on the spot. That's a great song. Bitch is one of the best rock songs of all time.
Love that.
Why are you looking right at me when
Rocks
you say
Off
that?
is one of the greatest rock songs of all
They
time.
sang Bitch in concert at TCF. It was good.
Oh, I'm sure. They're amazing.
Not sold. I'm not sold.
On the Rolling Stones?
I mean, some of their songs hit like Wild Horses, one of my all-time favorite songs of all time.
That's a great
It's
song.
just a lucky
But you
song
like
that isn't
it
amazing.
When Edie Brickell and the New Bohemian. No, who was it? It wasn't her that did it.
Alanis
It was,
Morissette.
no, I can't remember who
You're
sang
Keith Richards.
Kelly
Keith
Clarkson.
Richards.
Yeah, I didn't
Killed
even
it.
know. I told him.
All right, so yeah, let's do some more theater terrorism in Nashville, Antioch, a suburb of Nashville
I've been
yesterday.
to Antioch a bunch of times. I've
I
an
like-
amphitheater down there, the Starline Amphitheater.
Ah,
I used to go see
Nice-
concerts
nice
down there
place?
when I was a it's a really nice place.
a lot of cowboys. were
Although
there?
I'll tell you, here's my Antioch story. I said it was a nice place. I forget. We all went to do some grilling and some drinking before this amphitheater show, and we went to a grocery store to buy our charcoal. And there was a newspaper, local newspaper there, and on the back of the newspaper, every week apparently, they did the Confederate Hero of the Week. Right? This was not 55 years ago. This was about 10 years ago, maybe 12 years ago. And the Confederate Hero of the Week in Antioch, Tennessee that week was Nathan Bedford Forrest, who is not only a Confederate general, but also founded the Ku Klux Klan.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So he's an organizer.
He's
got
you know,
skills.
yeah, exactly.
Nashville for
He's
the
a
win.
I
multitasker.
would say a multitasker.
Well, he
That
sounds crazy.
In
Hey,
fact, here's his ear necklace. He was a good killer.
So I always kind of think, that's when I think of Antioch. It's like, nice place, but they did kind of have Nathan Bedford Forrest on the back of their newspaper in 1999.
not cool, Antioch. Not
No.
cool.
Yeah.
Also not cool is to be paranoid schizophrenic and to go into a theater with a hatchet and a pellet gun.
Way to mix it up. though.
Here's what happened yesterday.
He pulled out a hatchet and started attacking this family, and then he pulled out a gun, and we all ran out of the theater.
Nashville Metro Police say Vincent Montano entered the cinema Wednesday. He was wearing a surgical mask and toting this pellet gun and hatchet.
Don't want to get that blood
He
in your mouth.
started clouding the room with pepper spray before swinging the blade at this man and his daughter.
All of the citizens who gathered around us helped my daughter when we were pepper sprayed. That kind of gives me a little bit more faith in humanity again.
When Montano tried to leave through the theater's back door, he was met by a SWAT team.
He's got a
There was
pellet
a
gun,
noise
but they
made
don't
by
know
that
that.
gun. It was then that the officer
Guess what happens,
fired.
crazy man?
A witness captured the
is
loud
chilling.
gunshots heard during the SWAT team's takedown.
Yeah, so
Sorry.
So the ripples to that story are kind of, he was paranoid schizophrenic. He did not actually have a gun.
Right.
So there were no deaths at that theater.
Right.
Oh.
So there's that.
Thanks for that gift.
Two interesting things. First off, it's always so funny when you hear these stories. The first thought I have is, what movie was playing? I don't know why.
I'm with you.
I can't
Because you're
picture-
fucked in the head,
I can't
dude.
picture the scene happening if I don't know what was in the background. Was like
Right.
Amy Schumer telling a joke,
Yeah.
or was Jake Gyllenhaal punching someone? Like there's a
Yeah,
lot of films
it's
out
the
right
Road
now.
Warrior
I gotta
movie.
contextualize it. I want to know what movie it was. But the
It's a
second
good
thing
movie.
is, as a guy who goes to a lot of movies, Rusty, aren't you worried that if there's a couple more of these, that it's going to start becoming a pain in the ass to go to the movies? They're going to
Yeah.
start somehow making it not fun anymore, and I'm not going to be able to sneak in my Jack Daniels and my weed vape and
I would not.
my pillow and my Chipotle burrito. I bring a lot of stuff into the movie
And
theater.
the
when I go.
Chihuahua. I don't even know why you bring that thing in, but
Well, it follows the Chipotle burrito really well.
I bring my quintuplets in a cape. So
Oh,
yeah,
there you
yeah,
go.
save a lot of money.
I would not be surprised if we start to see the security things that you got to watch.
That's going to be the worst. It
is,
Like,
yeah.
I like to show up to movies really late because I hate commercials. So like then it's going to be like you got to get there on time because they're going to have seating procedures, and once the lights are down, I don't know. It's going to turn it into junior high again. Our whole world's junior high.
Yeah.
Somebody screws up, and then we're treated like more and more like children.
Right.
And walk single file down the hallway. Don't make eye contact.
Yeah.
If you need to do anything, raise your hand. It's like you can't just go anywhere and be treated like an adult.
They go through the scanners. Do you think those scanners pick up jujubes and snow caps?
Oh.
Because that's what I do. I bring in all the candy from
I'm
Walmart.
surrounded by criminals.
I pre-buy all
They're
my
going to have
candy.
a Reese's sniffing dog at the movie theater.
I just hope that once you're inside, you're good to go. Because I like to, on a lazy afternoon, skip from theater to theater after the one's done. I'm like,
Yeah.
let's make it a double feature today.
Right.
So I'm a criminal too.
That's so funny that you just said that. It's like your job.
Yeah, I can't even do that right.
I tried to sneak into Spider. Okay, so I saw Once Upon a Time in the West, and it was so bad, and I was really bummed out that I was like, well, I'm going to sneak into Spider-Man and watch Spider-Man again because I enjoyed that well enough. This was a couple years ago.
I was going to say.
But there was no 3D glasses, and so I was like, oh, I'll steal them from that bin. You know, they had that
Yeah,
bin. It was like, I got to run in, I'll stick my arm down there, and I'll grab the glasses, and then I'll run in and I'll put the thing on. So I walked over to the bin, and I reached in, but it was really deep, and there was almost no glasses in there 'cause it was the beginning of the day. So I flipped the top up, and I leaned in, and I bent down, and I was trying to reach down to grab the glasses, but it's
busted.
really tall,
Yeah.
and I tipped over, and I went head first in there, and I got stuck in the
Are
cardboard
you-
bin with just my
Oh.
legs kicking up behind me, and I did have glasses in my hand, but I was stuck, and so my only option was to I had to break the bin. I had to punch my way out of the bin, and so I sort of fought my way out of the cardboard, and I stood up maybe 45 seconds later.
to be handcuffed by security.
I was waiting for
No,
people
this
to
is
be like,
This
when
seems like
I was in
not
law
real.
enforcement at the time. We were looking for that guy. Now we've just solved we cracked the cold case.
It was such an empty theater, nobody was there, so I still got to go to Spider-Man. But I was waiting for 9 cops to come in and be like, "Sir, did you destroy this bin?"
By the way, that is one of the creepier feelings on a lazy Saturday afternoon, and you'll
Being trapped in a
you'll
3D glass.
see a guy trapped in a bin as you walk by. I hate that.
As happens.
But I'll poke my head into a theater. It doesn't happen very often, and a movie is playing to an empty theater.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
It's kind of Block E, the old Block E theater was
Yeah.
always kind of empty and terrifying. It was like seeing a theater in The Shining, kind of like you're in the Stanley Hotel. But I was there one time seeing The Day the Earth Stood Still, the Keanu Reeves remake, which was terrible.
Yes.
Scariest thing could possibly happen to a movie theater without firearms or hatchets happened to me. I'm sitting there watching the movie. I think I had the theater myself. It's dark. It's empty. And about 5 minutes in, guy comes in. What seat does he take?
Yours.
The one next
you.
to me?
Oh.
No, worse. The one directly behind
That
me.
is so creepy.
Directly behind
So
me.
creepy. If
Yeah.
nothing else, just the humanity of, hey, dude, don't you want to put your feet up?
Yeah, but then
He wants to sit behind
yeah.
someone.
he literally picked my blind spot.
Oh.
No.
No.
It was not.
And that's how
Did
you
you-
met Jeffrey Dahmer.
I have a friend who went to high school with Jeffrey Dahmer.
Really?
Yeah. John Bechter.
Did they
Did he
chew?
live?
Did they chew
Yeah.
the fat?
He wrote a book about it. He wrote a book called
Yeah.
My Friend Dahmer that's just amazing.
Wow.
It's a graphic novel. It was, I think it was nominated for a National Book Award or a Pulitzer or something.
Oh, really?
It's great. Yeah. You should ever My
A
Friend Dahmer by
graphic
John
novel
Bechter.
about Jeffrey Dahmer.
It's amazing. Yeah.
And what's it called?
My Friend Dahmer by John Bechter. Actually, by Durf. He goes by Durf.
Is there
It's
any
famous.
action in Hollywood to make that a movie?
I think it's been optioned, yeah.
Because that sounds like if it's
intense.
That would
It's
be a
great.
good movie.
It would be a great movie.
How do you even I can't even picture how you turn Jeffrey Dahmer.
He obviously has
anything.
stories and conversations with him.
Yeah, and then one of his friends hitches a ride with Jeff from high school, and not knowing there was a body in the back of the car the whole time. He gives his buddy a ride home. It's very interesting. Great movie.
Hey, I'm going to be chatting with Jason Segel. Are you a fan of
I
Jason Segel? What should I ask him?
I don't know.
This new movie coming out there.
Ask him about Lenny Kravitz's dick. He knows a lot about having his dick flopping
Yeah.
around.
Ask him what his
Let me
obsession
write
is
this
with
down.
the Muppets.
You know what? You should ask him, does he think David Foster Wallace would want anybody playing him in a movie? Because he wouldn't.
That's a good question.
David Foster Wallace is my favorite person. And I met him once. I stalked him a little bit.
So you've read Infinite Jest?
Many, many times. My favorite book. It's not just my favorite.
1,067 pages.
1,076 pages, yeah.
I want to read it.
I think my wife's read it 7 times, and I think I've read it 5 times.
Really?
It's my favorite thing in the world. I like it better than my favorite movie, my favorite book.
What is it?
Is it like
Jest,
is it like Confederate of Dunces?
I love Confederacy of Dunces, but no.
Confederacy of Dunces?
The closest comparison is a more obscure book, actually, which would be the Recognitions by Gaddis. But no, Infinite Jest is like nothing else.
So then did you read the book by the Rolling Stone author about the experience?
Yeah, David Lipsky, who's a little penis wrinkle. I'm not a big fan of him.
Why is this show all about penises?
Oh, I don't know.
2 days in a row.
Bringing in the listeners.
I am gonna. Will be another epic title for the episode. Penises.
Penis is just right at the tip of my tongue. I don't know why.
Oh boy. Okay. Thank you, Richard Simmons. Speaking of dicks, Donald Trump is debating tonight. Are we excited for this?
I'll watch it for a little bit.
So as you're going into this, I still have a speaker for you Tuesday.
Yeah,
we're bringing a guy in for Rusty versus the Republicans.
That's fine.
I love it. I can't wait for this. Okay.
I'm open for if it's an intelligent exchange of ideas. That's fine. Sure. And if not, I'll punch him.
Then we can't discuss Trump.
hold my headphones.
I'll punch him.
Debate tonight. Here it comes.
Republican presidential candidates will gather tonight for campaign 2016's first major debate. They will be in Cleveland, where the party will crown its nominee in less than a year.
We need policies that allow us to compete.
Florida Senator Marco Rubio was the only Republican candidate to campaign on Fox Debate Eve.
I'm excited about the chance to talk to the American people about who I am.
Careful not to break with an annual tradition, Scott Walker will open the Wisconsin State Fair this morning.
Well, first of all, the State Fair in Wisconsin starts now. That's too early. What are they doing? What are they doing? Who do they think
it's like
they are?
Christmas creep. Enough.
While Jeb Bush plans to attend Mass with his wife. The rest of the...
Can we really have a president named Jeb?
Did you know that's not even his name? Did you know Jeb is an acronym?
What is his name?
His name is like... It's like Jeffrey
Edward.
Elon Bush or Edward Bush. Yeah, Jeb is an acronym for his 3 initials. That's worse.
Arrested Development predicted this.
Yes, he's like Joe Bluth. He's like Joe Bluth, exactly.
Field will likely be hunkered down, preparing for a big arena, a crowded stage, and nerves.
They're probably a little nervous. This is the first debate, so everybody's kind of wondering what the dynamics are going to be like.
Ohio Republican Senator Rob Portman prepped Bob Dole, Dick Cheney, John McCain, and Mitt Romney for debates. But none had to prepare for the likes of Trump.
You really do have to be prepared for Donald Trump to say or do just about anything, I suppose. But I think he's likely to be professional in the sense of focusing on policy issues.
The billionaire businessman has climbed over other Republicans on the way to the top.
Jeb will be very poor as a president. No energy. You have this guy, Lindsey Graham.
No energy.
Total lightweight. Marco Rubio is somebody who is extremely weak on immigration. Rick Perry the other day, he put glasses on so people will think he's smart.
I think you wait to be attacked. You want to make Donald Trump a sideline show, not the center of attention.
No, go get him,
Did you see
Donald.
Jeb Bush's teeth? They're terrible.
Go get him, Donald. Get him.
So funny.
I hope one of these guys' dick pops out. I just had to keep with the theme.
No, but the thing is that they are. Nobody would watch this if he wasn't on it.
Oh,
it
no.
would, no one would even know
no.
what happened. It'd be like, what happened? So it's going to be just more of a spectacle than anything.
And if he does behave himself and pretend to be presidential, we're all going to be disappointed,
Right.
aren't we?
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's like you're not leading in the polls because you're saying normal things.
I predict that he's going to still say it like it is, but he's not going to be so he's not going to personally attack people like he does when they're not around, kind of a thing.
I think
I
his plan and his hope is to not be the guy who's gonna. I gotta be nice. I want to
Take your medication. Take your
because
medication.
it won't work. It's like, is he going to last 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Does he make it 7 minutes before he gets...
I want him to
be
kick
a
over the
loser. Drinking game.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's a good
What
idea.
are you kids doing later?
Yeah, no doubt.
Got a bar in my
Or-
basement.
I wonder if they've got odds in Vegas on that. They have quirky
The
odds on
over-under.
everything in Super Bowl. When's the first
Right.
fumble? And how long is it? When will Donald, at what point, how many minutes in does Donald first insult somebody?
Right.
I really don't think in my heart of hearts that he plans on being president. So I hope he ends this in just an epic thing where he
Blazing glory.
throws over the podium and kicks
Lights
somebody
it on
and
fire.
spits on the moderator and
I hope at the
whips
end
out his dick.
At the end of the cycle, like Mission Impossible style, he just peels his mask off, and it was Obama the whole time. How awesome would that be? He's like, I just been fucking with you guys. Oh, that would be great.
Hope for change.
He would go down as the greatest president in history if he was just secretly pretending to be Donald Trump for a while. He's like, oh, the real Trump? I had him murdered a couple of years ago. I got tired of that shit.
Well, that's on tonight. And then also on tonight, and I guess I'm going to have to somehow adjust my DVR settings. The last Daily Show with Jon Stewart is tonight. And he said they're going to go over. I don't know if you guys watch The Daily Show.
Mm-hmm.
His last handful of episodes, I've found him too manic, and I'm sure it's because there's a lot of emotions spinning around. I like it better when he just shows us the hypocrisy of these politicians and their statements and their platforms. His comedy bits were getting a little too screechy here these last couple of days. But according to this report, real quick, from CBS, Jon Stewart will leave a legacy in comedy.
Bittersweet morning for Daily Show fans. Jon Stewart steps down tonight after 16 years. His team earned 20 Emmys. A generation of comedy stars got their big break as fake news correspondents.
Stop hurting America.
Okay, now.
When Jon Stewart sat down as a guest on CNN's Crossfire in 2004, he was there to serve notice.
The thing is, we need your help. Right now, you're helping the politicians.
Notice that he was a man with clout.
Within months, the president of CNN announced that he was canceling Crossfire, and he credited Jon Stewart.
On his own show, Stewart used his satirical anchor chair to lob bombs at the media and politicians alike.
I think I know why you're here. And let me just deflate the tension right off the bat. Apology accepted.
His popularity grew along with his boldness, and so has his influence, especially among younger viewers and voters. He's appeared at or near the top of polls as the most trusted voice in America.
These people are not here for fear, they're here for sanity, Stephen.
In 2010, Stewart and fellow satirist Stephen Colbert drew more than 200,000 people to Washington for what they called the Rally to Restore Sanity.
The press is our immune system. If it overreacts to everything, we actually get sicker and perhaps eczema.
And he's often credited for getting Congress to pass the 9/11 Health and Compensation Act.
What is it that makes him so special?
Jon Stewart is not afraid to get in the arena and throw punches.
My wicked tongue.
That's his Lindsey Graham impersonation.
So bad.
And when he speaks and makes fun of people, left or right, you have a sense that he's being authentic.
Senator, thanks for joining us.
John, it is good to be here.
And his guests are as big as they get. President Obama has been on The Daily Show 7 times, including 2 weeks ago.
I'm issuing a new executive order that Jon Stewart cannot leave the show.
Last week, it was revealed that Stewart had 2 sit-down meetings in the White House with the president, leading critics to call him a propagandist.
Jon Stewart's secret meetings with President Obama tries to explain away his bromance. Does this dent his halo a bit?
His response? Pure Stewart.
They didn't seem to support their assertions with evidence.
Because of his success and his brilliance, there will be many imitators. There will be many people who will vie to take up that mantle. And that's the legacy he leaves.
Lest we forget, it was our own Craig Kilborn that had that seat for a moment.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I saw The Daily Show when it taped in St. Paul during the RNC.
How was that?
It was great. Stewart was awesome. He comes out and he does a Q&A, and he's so funny and quick off the cuff and really great with the audience. And
how was the tear gas?
I got tear gas separately. Yeah,
Separately.
definitely got some of that, some pepper spray. But The Daily Show taping was great. Stewart's great. He's very cool under pressure. Like, he's never freaked out on a national story and he's never had his, like when Dennis Miller lost his shit after 9/11.
Yeah.
Certain people just, things unhinge them. Mm-hmm. Stewart's kept his cool for a long time.
Yeah.
He's a moderate, really.
Yeah, that's why
I think he's a moderating voice, which I think is, he's left, but he's definitely a kind of, hey, calm it down, let's be rational
absolutely,
voice.
And that's the thing.
That's
I always
rare.
kind of find myself as that kind of person, is in the not one way or the other. And it sucks to always have to listen to one point of view when people are getting made fun of. And he went after both sides, and that I like.
Well, the episode immediately after where the Fox was going on and on about his secret meetings with President Obama, then Jon Stewart played a whole montage of the history of criticisms and jokes he did about the president
Absolutely.
and missteps and stuff that had gone on.
I would think, too, that he would have any sitting president on his show.
Yeah.
No matter what
Oh,
side. You know what I mean?
absolutely.
He would have had him and anyone on in a second.
And Bush really wanted to go on the Daily Show, so I mean, because he was good. So
I think he would have.
Bush?
I'm just saying. I don't think that that kind of media was looked at as doing you any.
That's become, you're right, even in just the last 5 years, that's become more common.
Well, that's where it's at. Who actually reads news on a newspaper anymore?
Was it Obama and McCain both went on Saturday Night Live,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That obviously it
changed
happened
things.
before. I mean, Nixon going on
Yeah.
Laugh-In is really the first one. all the way
Right.
back then.
Ironically, Nixon, of all people, started this idea rolling.
Yeah, which is crazy. But I think it was right around, I think maybe 2008, where it
Suck
seems like
it to
you gotta
me.
go on. You know, where
Yeah.
like it wasn't a novelty per se to go on Letterman or SNL, but rather a campaign stop.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and then the Between Two Ferns with President Obama was what that got to that target audience.
Yeah.
So the extreme right was like, "What? You're a disgrace to the presidency." It's like, no, welcome to the world we live in. And guess what? I'm hitting the people who need to know.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was funny too.
Right.
Yeah, Between Two Ferns was awesome.
You know,
Mark Maron, all that stuff.
I don't think I like the overall trend, though. I don't think I blame any. It's just, it is what it is. It's not a politician doing it, but I don't think the president should seem like he's just cool like one of us and he's just chilling and no.
I don't want you to be like one of us.
Super important job.
We
like-
make really bad decisions.
You
We
haven't
don't want
met
you
my
doing
friend.
that.
Well, there's got to be more than just super chilling, but I don't mind president showing that he's a human.
You bring up a good point. I
but
actually
I
not
think
thought
like
of that.
being on Between Two Ferns and goofing around and stuff. I mean, everybody's going to do it from here on out, left and right. But I just don't.
But can they do it?
Ted Cruz
good?
doing his Simpsons impressions or whatever, all that stuff.
It was
like-
embarrassing.
Oh, that was terrible. They're all going to do stuff like that from now on, and I think it's a
But that's
horrible
the key.
idea.
To me, I think to be a funny person takes a high level of intelligence to
Oh,
do
absolutely.
it well.
Yeah.
So if you've got a good sense of humor, to me, that's a good indicator that you have a brain.
Right.
Yeah, but Ralph Nader's really smart, and he's never been funny for like half a second in his life.
I didn't say smart people. All smart
That's
people
what-
are
but
funny.
I don't want that to become a qualifier that you've got to be
Yeah.
able to like sell some jokes.
Or, like,
I don't think
the-
that
because-
as a comic, I don't think that's
Because
a good
it turned into like,
yardstick.
who would you rather have a beer with? And they list
Yeah.
them like, I really don't. I don't want.
Yeah.
That's not important.
I don't want to have a beer with any politicians.
Yeah.
I want to have a
No.
beer with a guy who didn't vote. That's who
Yeah.
I want to have
Yeah.
a beer with. That's what
I don't think I want to have a beer with Trump.
no.
The
God.
funny- the
Maybe
funny-
a bong hit.
The funny
This
thing.
beer is for my own personal reserve. I made it personally for my.
It's the best. It's the best.
You're drinking a Miller beer. It's a loser beer. A loser beer for losers.
Having a beer with Trump would be fun. If you didn't buy into his bullshit and you're just like, nah, I'm not fazed by this. Yeah, he's so used to having people kiss it. That'd be really fun. I'd enjoy that.
I would be self-conscious the whole time because when he goes after women, he goes after their physicality.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
he's like, she's a dog.
Yeah.
She's a, and I'd be like sitting there going,
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
wiping my face. Like, "Ugh."
Oh,
I'd
hanging
go
out
get
at
my hair
Joe
did.
Censors
Yeah.
at happy hour with Donald. And we're
That's
just,
exactly where he would go too. Oh, that is exactly where he would go.
we're just sitting at a table, just talking about everyone who walks by.
Yeah.
Look at that loser.
Look at the size of her thigh gap. She
Hey,
doesn't have
honey.
one.
Oh my God, Donald, this was so fun. Can we do this again? Let me get the check.
The weird thing about go back to Ted Cruz doing the Simpsons thing.
That was so weird.
First of all, he's the
Oh,
most
it's
disgusting human being. I think there's something about him that just oozes just like everything you hate about politicians.
Yeah.
But he does remind me of a Simpsons cartoon. Like he is like
Yeah.
even the way his nose turns, everything about him is
His
very
hair is like so symmetrical.
Yeah.
It looks kind of cartoony. That's
I've-
a great
I
point.
always thought that. Now, when he did that, I'm like, did someone hear me talking to someone about this? Because this is what I've always thought. He's just so. Ugh.
Whose idea was that? The impressions were so bad that I kind of assumed when I heard he did it that he must have a couple of good ones, and someone's like, "Hey, Teddy, you ought to put those online," you know?
Right.
But then you see him, and there's almost anyone could do a better job
He's
than
such
that.
a-
Oh, that was a weird, creepy.
He's so horrible.
He's a big tool.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, he is.
We gotta take a break. It's 10 o'clock. Let's regroup. We got a lot of stuff to still talk about. Gonna update the yeah, there he is. I was about to play that.
I can play it.
No, it doesn't work over there.
It does.
Remember?
USB through, baby.
Okay, we're gonna go to break before Chuck fucks up the show. We'll be right back.
The Twin Cities Hit Show. We'll be right back.
Don't let your computer problems drive you mad. We are MacMen, Minnesota's premier tech consultants and problem solvers for Macs, mobile devices, troubleshooting, training, and much more. No more dragging your computer all over town because we come to you. We love making house calls to your home or small business. MacMen. Call 612-345-8005.
The term foodie can sometimes come across as a tickle pretentious. BT and Lydia are here to demystify the term and reclaim it for the sake of good food. Their weekly podcast brings in fellow foodies and culture creators from the Twin Cities to talk about all things food. Find this duo only on the Alive and Social Network.
The one and only Chart House. Your destination, whether dining for two, drinks with friends, or making up for that night with friends. Join us at the Chart House for brunch, dinner, or drinks.
Hi, I'm Josh Rupert, and I'd like to invite you to my restaurant, and I'll buy half your dinner. Go to charthouserestaurant.com to find out more.
Visit charthouserestaurant.com today for your special offer. And then come visit Chart House in person. Your table is waiting.
The Rusty Gatenby Review is the entertaining show about entertainment from movies, music, and more. Award-winning TV guy Rusty Gatenby and his review is the podcast with the biggest cast in entertainment, part of the Alive and Social Network. You can get that Minnesota connection to Hollywood and beyond any time of the day or night simply by clicking on the RustyGatenbyReview.com. That's the RustyGatenbyReview.com, part of the Alive and Social Network.
Let's face it, summer is short here in Minnesota, and we want to fill it up with concerts, ball games, and good times. Well, for a great night, log on to Blue and White, blueandwhitetaxi.com. Hey there, everybody, I'm Rusty Gatenby, your TV buddy, and I'm always up for a good time, but I've learned planning is part of the party. Do the pregame, do the pre-concert, and do the pre-plan. Pre-plan your ride, that is. Log on to blueandwhitetaxi.com. With the biggest fleet of taxis in town, you can enjoy every last drop of summer and get home safely and on time. No worries about money and tips. You set it all up before the fun with blueandwhitetaxi.com. Yeah, make it a great night. Log on to the Blue and White, blueandwhitetaxi.com. No shirt, no shoes? Well, that's your problem.
You're listening to the Twin Cities Hit Show. Say it fast 3 times. We just dare you.
Time's gone inside out.
I just saw a Blue and White taxi on my way here. Did you know they are now officially the biggest taxi service in the Twin Cities? And a sponsor of this fantastic show.
I called Blue and White Taxi one time when I lived over on Franklin Avenue, and this car showed up, and it wasn't a Blue and White Taxi. It was just a black town car. And then I got in it, and it was like 20 below. It was winter, and I was like, well, okay, I got to work. And I got in the car, and we started driving, and I look around, and it's just a dude's car. There's no meter. And so I'm like, well, how do I play this? What do I do? And we pull up to the office, and the guy looks at me, and he just kind of shrugs and goes, $12? And I was like, yeah, sounds fair. And I gave him $12.
And you have no idea what that even was.
I assumed somebody's cousin or something was running a switchboard, and they were just turning some of the calls over to their buddy who was an unlicensed cabbie or whatever.
That's funny.
This is all hypothetical, Blue and White taxi fans.
No, it happened.
Well, we think you should give Blue and White Taxi a shot.
Are they an advertiser?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, then it was red and white.
Red.
Yes, totally red and white. Showed up in a black car.
Unauthorized. Not
you were going to say
sanctioned.
something about 3rd Street Brewery?
Well, I'm actually
Brew House.
I'm on my 4th right now because it's been a slow morning, and I got to tell you,
Friday somewhere.
These are great. Oh, cool, crisp, and refreshing. The 3rd Street Brew House. Oh, my God.
And they are on special tonight when we do our afternoon show at the Chart House in Lakeville. And looking out the window, I don't know.
Chart House?
Chart, please.
Oh.
Chart.
You guys are ruining all of our advertising. You're both fired.
We did do a show at the Chart House.
Yeah.
Stunk up the joint.
I wore
really
white
did.
pants the whole time.
Are we going to be able to be outside? If not outside, we do move it inside, which is also fun, inside the Chart House in Lakeville, which has been around since 1968, family-owned. It's got a nice vibe about it, and we always have fun at the Chart House.
Their motto should be, we were here before sharding. That wasn't a thing. That wasn't a thing.
Not even a thing.
Our guest before sharding
our
was
guest
a thing.
today.
Yeah.
Our guest today is Mark Allen. Little local singer-songwriter. He also did some work down in Nashville.
Did he get our message? I wanted him to bring harmonicas.
Yeah, I talked to him. He's bringing a couple, I guess.
Good.
Yeah.
Harmonicas, in theory, they look like they should be easy to play.
Yeah.
And every time I try, I'm like, damn it.
Because you're always
I'm just making nonsense noises. I'm just breathing in and out. I'm like, that's not a song.
What sober person picks up a harmonica and goes, I can do this? No. It's always at a party.
It looks like it should be easy, but it's just not.
No.
Yeah.
No,
it sounds horrible when you blow into it if you don't know what you're doing.
Hey, this just in.
With Harry Shearer retiring, I'm auditioning for any part I can get in The Simpsons.
Oh, boy. Here comes
Smithers, release the hounds.
That's the best one. This is like...
Idly ho, neighbor.
There.
Oakley dokley, neighborino. One of the great exchanges between Homer and Lisa. But Dad, I'm a vegetarian. I don't eat animals. But Lisa, animals are so delicious. There's the animal.
It's like he's never seen the show.
It's just his
The
voice.
animal we get
That's all
ham
he's doing.
from.
It's
The
just
animal
like,
we get
but
sausage
Lisa.
from. Dad, that's
And I
all
know
the
it's not
same
The Simpsons,
animal.
but Judy, you dirty rat.
Magic
Yeah.
animal.
Oh, my
All
God, this
the
is
wonderful
painful.
foods come from.
It's embarrassing.
Photos.
Yeah.
And you said he got how many dislikes?
He had 6,500 likes, which is not unique, I guess, but 14,000 dislikes. Good luck with that whole bid for presidency, Ted.
It's objectively bad, yeah.
At the end, does he show his penis? Because that might help. No? Don't keep watching.
Ted's cruise missile?
It probably would be a bad impersonation of a penis, even.
Cruise missile. I see what you did there. That's
I think you're overselling it.
That's fantastic. Hey, want to see my?
More like an
But I
RPG.
think that
If he has,
this
I
might-
guarantee you he said that to many, many women in his Bible college.
Many 16-year-old girls.
Hey, speaking of cruise missile, did you hear about Joe Jackson?
No.
Oh, Joe. First of all, Joe's a creepy guy, right?
Yeah.
Just kind of, he and the father of the Beach Boys, they should get together.
Yeah,
and have a
Murray
club.
Wilson.
Yeah. He suffered a stroke after taking 3 Viagras and cocktails in Brazil.
3 Viagras?
That's a lot of penis to raise up.
Well, he was opening for Lenny Kravitz, so he had to,
Oh, my God.
boom, it always comes
3?
back.
How long does the
Literally.
erection last with 3?
I was going to say.
Yeah.
You would think that.
That's how Heath Ledger's cock died.
How the hell? How old is he? And who was his date with? And was she aware?
And has she seen his face?
Yeah.
How do they know he had a stroke?
Here's, according to Hollywood Life, taking the party too far? Well, on a birthday trip to Brazil, Joe Jackson suffered a stroke that landed him in the hospital on July 26th, so it's been a couple of days ago. But while his age might have something to do with it, how old do you think Joe is?
70.
102.
No, I would say 78.
He's 87 and he's doing this nonsense.
Tragically, the stroke paralyzed the left side of his penis.
But I'm wondering.
The urethra droops a little bit on one side, so now when it talks, it has a little bit of a lisp. But if you didn't know him before, you wouldn't know it.
And he has no feeling on the right side of his penis, so it's random.
You know, now that I know he's 87, I'm kind of like, okay, go for it. What the hell?
What a way to go out.
3, though? Why 3?
Despite being close to 90 years old, he took a trip to Sao Paulo, Brazil for his birthday. Instead of being able to celebrate, he ended up in the hospital after he suffered a stroke. He has been discharged. Some of the details have surfaced, though. And yeah, evidently he took 3 Viagra.
If you take 3 Viagra, you
You're
better
gonna-
get discharged.
I was going to say, don't use the word discharge.
Yeah.
Oh, Joe, you are just...
And stroke.
Yeah.
It's everything. In
Grandpa's
general.
crazy.
You think? What do you think he calls his? What do you think he calls his dick? The Star Maker?
Oh.
The Widowmaker.
Yeah.
By the way, when I was
I can shoot 5 singers out of this thing.
Yeah. When I was reading this story and I was going to pick some songs, I was like, oh, I forgot how many cool songs the Jackson 5 actually had. I mean, Joe did have a little moneymaker on his hands.
Yeah, he did.
Don't remember this one? Never Can Say Goodbye.
Oh, yeah. Never can say goodbye.
Little Michael.
Yeah, when he was
Oh, foretelling.
And then, of course, Not into it, Brian? Not a Jackson 5?
I've never been a fan of any of the Jacksons. Not a Jackson guy. Janet Jackson's the worst. I throw myself at the radio if one of her songs comes on.
Really
I gotta turn that shit off ASAP.
Really bad voice.
Hey, I saw a great local band last night. They're called Paviel. You guys ever had anybody from Paviel in here? Paviel French is the singer.
No.
It's man, they're a great band. It's like a rhythm-driven band. It's two drummers, like a hand drum player, a drummer, and a bass player, with a keyboard player and a soul singer. Oh man, they're good. They were at Mill City Ruins.
Get them to the chart house.
Yeah. You should get Paviel out sometime. She can sing. She does some kind of diva crooner type stuff, but then she also does full-on soul numbers. It was good.
Yeah, well, can she do this one?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this. I would turn.
It's like a Chipmunks record.
Yeah, kind of.
Alvin!
That was good.
Perfect timing.
Come on.
Good song, but I just don't like the Jackson version of it.
All right.
I'm not even going good song.
I hate the sound of children singing. Sorry, buddy. I despise the sound of children singing.
Yeah,
Nothing I hate more than children's choir concerts. Oh, God, it's all those squeaky little undeveloped voices just clashing together. It's like spilling.
Do you have an opinion
cutlery.
on that? Hold on, hop in here. Let's say something.
Hop it on. We got an expert witness.
We're not hearing him.
They suck. Horrible. Get him around a microphone.
Put a quarter in that microphone. Sounds horrible. All right.
They sound horrible. Okay.
All right. Well, speaking of kids and parents and such, we got a couple of horrible stories.
Hey.
This is an uplifting episode.
From Minnesota. You know, yesterday we were talking about that basketball team of kids from the inner city that went down to Wichita. They got bored during the tournament, so they decided to beat up some hobos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, the one parent who, I'll just give you a visual, he kind of looks like a meth kind of a parent.
Okay.
He doesn't think his 18-year-old would do such a thing, even though his son...
What did I say yesterday?
I called
not
this
my kid.
yesterday.
Not my kid.
Even though the kid has already been in the head problems with juvenile disobedience and such. Anyway, here's a bit from WCCO.
The story I get from Lucas is that he was attacked and he defended himself.
The hobos attacked him.
Harvey says his son Lucas traveled to Wichita with his girlfriend's family. Her brother plays on an Urban Stars basketball team.
Kind of said that the guys hadn't won too many games and that he was enjoying himself.
First of all, that's wrong.
Oh, he was enjoying himself, all right.
I mean, let's admit, he was high as a cat.
The important part, he was having a good time.
It sounded like one of his teeth fell out mid-set, and he's like...
They haven't won
that one's
crap,
done too.
but they're...
Point over the weekend, Bruce says his son called, saying they were having trouble with some homeless people.
You hobos.
I said, Lucas, leave him alone. Just don't,
good idea.
Don't
Good idea.
Pretend they're not even there.
The next he heard, Lucas was under arrest along with 7 juveniles on the basketball team, ages 12 to 15. The group is accused of threatening 3 people, then throwing rocks, bottles, bricks, and concrete. Another man told police the group pushed him and then threw rocks at him. Police think there may also be victims who are homeless.
At first, it's kind of devastating. A lot of thoughts run through your head. What's going on here? So the only conclusion I came to was there's got to be a bigger story to it than I'm understanding.
Bruce calls his son a typical 18-year-old who is dad to 2-year-old Lucas Jr. He says Lucas had run-ins with police.
Back her up.
And we have the winner. That's the line right there.
Unbelievable.
He's just a typical 18-year-old as a 2-year-old who
Yeah.
got the girl pregnant when he was 15.
15,
Yes.
yeah, right.
She was 12. It's fine.
Let's hear a little bit more about this typical 18-year-old Lucas.
The juvenile, but this doesn't sound like something he'd do.
I don't know if those people were unduly provoked.
Yeah.
Whatever caused... he doesn't do that type of stuff here.
We don't have homeless.
Yeah, evidently Lucas has had a scrape with the law in his young life, as well as being a young father. And
Well, a couple things. First of all,
Good job, Dad.
I don't see anything wrong with this. They're out having a good time while they're out of town on a little basketball adventure. So what? Who doesn't step on some heads of some homeless guys? Second of all, these homeless guys, I don't know if you've noticed in the Twin Cities, they've been banding together and attacking random white guys. It is out of control. So I could totally see this happening. That
I think there's only one way to settle this on the court. I think we get a 5-on-5, homeless versus these guys.
Shirts and skins.
It sounds like they'll probably beat these guys. It doesn't sound like these guys. The father even. I mean, they're kind of a shitty basketball team.
Right.
I'm surprised. They're likely Lucas didn't try to impregnate him.
The Urban All-Stars disagree.
This could literally, for these homeless people, be a Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well make the Urban All-Stars bring their kids to the court with them and see how distracted they are. They'll lose.
Well, speaking of basketball, there evidently there's a coach for a Catholic school who was reaming some father a new one because the father felt. Well, I'll let again WCC.
When you said coach reaming, you scared me.
Have had our kids in Christian schools their whole life.
A Christian education has been cornerstone to the lives of both of Greg Marshall's boys. It's why he didn't expect his experience with Holy Family to have the drama it did. That drama dates back to February, when Marshall heard Dave Hopkins' son was put into a basketball game before his own. Hopkins is Holy Family's football coach and a teacher at the high school. His son quit the basketball season early on before rejoining the team. After that game, Marshall questioned the coach and parents in a text message.
I didn't understand how somebody who quit the team, and then was brought back, would be put in before kids who were completely
Your favorite
committed
guy
to the
was
program.
brought back.
Marshall says
he was gone for 3 days.
First of all, that is part of the parent pettiness of put my son. Why isn't my son playing? Why isn't? Shut up.
Yeah.
There's probably a reason. But anyway, this goes on.
Hopkins didn't take that text well, and according to court papers, tracked Marshall down in the stands during the next game.
All right, so to be clear, this parent puts out a text, that's not fair to put this kid who dropped out, now he's back in before my son, who's been here the whole time. The coach comes up to this father with the complaining text and starts cursing him out, and this father, for whatever reason, he records everything. So he had a phone recording of the
That's what people do now. It's like
the curse.
That's the modern day skunk thing, You're just like, I'll record everything.
I'm so bad at it that I'd be like,
me too.
I just end up taking one photograph of the guy.
I can tell you're angry. Hold on, I'm trying to record.
Stop.
Hold on.
1 minute.
Hold on.
Hold that
thought.
I'm too full. I have to delete some pictures first.
Anyway, it's hard to hear, but here's the coach of the Catholic school boys basketball team cursing this parent.
Go yourself.
Marshall recorded some of the rant on his phone.
Well, your son's a
I just could not believe what was coming out of his mouth. It was extremely embarrassing.
Maybe he is. Marshall is now suing the school and Hopkins for a $50,000 breach of contract and defamation. Marshall says the school told him he wasn't allowed back at any more games or his son's basketball banquet.
Why not just let this be water under the bridge? I mean, why the lawsuit?
So it doesn't happen to other kids.
Oh, this guy needs to be punched. Why don't they just fight? Let's take it outside and fight it out like
with
they
some
did.
concrete.
I know. I'm stones.
Hey, all you can keep talking because guess what? I'm recording this whole conversation.
Oh, damn it. But I mean, really, you're a coach, and you really think it's appropriate to say that to a parent?
Bizarre. Everybody sounds like a villain.
you and your son's a piece of shit.
Maybe he is though.
I'm going with that.
I'm team coach on this one. This guy seemed like a troublemaker, annoying. He's suing for $50,000.
Yeah.
You're a bitch. Stop it. I
agree.
Stop it.
Yeah,
Go
but
away.
as a coach, you want to take the high road and recognize these parents.
Yeah, like say,
sometimes-
you, sir, are a bitch.
Don't you think he was always whining about his kids not getting playtime?
Well, it is telling that the parent got kicked out and not allowed to any more games.
Yeah.
It's like, but this coach just...
Did you hear how he talked? He goes, it's just like you're. Someone beat him up. Yeah.
Literally, it's worth $50,000 to call somebody a piece of shit
No
and say fuck
kidding.
you.
Wait, was that directed at me? Hold on.
Yeah,
Get my lawyer.
everyone's like,
What
catching
did
on
you
that
just
one.
say to me, Brian? Oh.
Speak
get my lawyer.
slowly and
Get
into
my-
my shirt pocket.
Down payment on the lake house. Here we come.
Well, Chuck, do you have anything in the world of crime?
Wow, I kind of look like that theater attacker a little bit.
Yeah.
29.
That guy's 29?
Yes, that's the most shocking thing about this whole story.
I thought he was like me 10 years ago. He looks like old Dr. Drew.
Right.
We're looking at the studio monitor, which just showed us a mugshot of the Antioch
Theater shooter, yeah.
theater. Well, he wasn't. Yeah, I guess
Well,
he
yeah.
had a pellet gun and a
Pellet gun.
rusty old
Well,
axe.
you can't really be a shooter for real with a pellet gun. Yeah, I mean, that's...
I think
Yeah.
I mean, I can see why the cop shot him, of course.
That was like a suicide thing. Hey, did you hear the Chris Farley tapes of when he was going to be Shrek?
No, I've seen him. I never listened to him.
They're in that documentary, right? That new Chris Farley documentary?
That must be why this just resurfaced.
I think that's why.
I had not heard it. In fact, I guess I was unaware that he was hired to be Shrek when he died, and they had gone into production.
They were pretty far in, too. I think it really delayed that.
Yeah.
Oh, but then Mike Myers just did the same Scottish accent he does in every
Every
stupid movie.
thing is ridiculous. I would have loved it as Farley.
Here's a moment of Chris Farley as Shrek. Check it out.
Nothing like a fire and a noble romantic mission to warm the cockles of your heart.
Yeah. I like my cockles room temperature, thank you very much.
Hey, if you're not doing this for cockle warming, why are you doing it?
Simple. Fartwad gets his princess, I get what I want.
Which is? Now, come on, what do you want?
I don't have time to set it to music.
Oh, this is another one of those onion things.
No, this is one of those drop it and leave me alone things.
Well, why don't you want to talk about it?
Why do you want to talk about it?
Why are you answering the question with a question?
Why are you asking questions I don't want to answer?
Why are you blocking?
I'm not blocking.
Then why do you have problems expressing your wants?
I don't. I want you to shut up. See? No problem.
You're just displacing your anger.
So, you know what this points out? Chris Farley was very funny, but he was not a good actor. You take the cartoon out of this to go with this?
Very. Eddie's on.
Yeah.
Eddie's on spot on.
His voice sounds like he would have that Shrek looked like though. More than the other
absolutely.
thing. His voice.
I want a home.
Yeah.
I loved him.
I'm very much looking forward to seeing this Chris Farley documentary and the Amy Winehouse documentary. That's supposed to be good as well.
Farley. Winehouse, it's predictable. Who cares?
Tonight I have the screening of the Jason Segel movie that is getting. It's called The Tour.
Oh, End of the Tour.
End of the
Foster
Tour.
Wallace movie. Yeah.
Jesse Eisenberg plays the Rolling Stone reporter. I'll let you know who it is.
He's great. Love Jesse Eisenberg.
And I will ask Jason, what do you think?
Do you think David Foster Wallace would want not just him but anybody to play David Foster Wallace? I don't think he would object to Jason Segel at all, but I think he would object to anybody playing him.
Right.
You got to make sure you word that properly.
Well, yeah. I wouldn't really like him. Even on you, man.
What do you think about you playing him?
Yeah.
I think you were the right choice.
God, where was Leonardo DiCaprio?
Ooh, if you want to quiz him, if you want to say, how did Hal get? Where did the mushrooms come from, or how did Hal get high? If he doesn't have a theory about Hal Incandenza and his mushroom trip, and whether or not he ate the mushrooms, then he hasn't read Infinite Jest.
Well, I'm sure he must have to do this role anyway.
Probably. He seems like a really smart guy.
We'll have that on our show down the road, or you can just tune into me tomorrow morning on WCCO's Mid Morning with Jason DeRusha. I'll be interviewing live actually tomorrow morning in the studio. Jason Segel will be coming in.
He's really funny. Freaks and Geeks is an amazing show, and he's so good in that show.
We should do a movie podcast together.
I'm down.
All right.
I've seen them all.
All right.
Me and you both.
That would be good.
Have you seen Lenny Kravitz's penis?
It's my wallpaper. And I don't even mean on my computer. I mean, I made an actual wallpaper out of it.
It's no Ted Cruz missile, but
it's just a focal wall. Not all of them. That'd be overkill.
Yeah. It's actually a border. Yeah. I did a border on the ceiling and the floor. It's tactful, It's tasteful.
The crown molding is his pubic hair.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Crown molding.
Well, I feel I needed to redecorate the masturbatorium. So it's the most important room in the house.
Sounds fancy.
It does, I know.
I can't. Wow, that word just came out of your head, didn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah. Just popped out like Lenny. Well, yeah.
Are you guys gonna watch the debates tonight?
No, I'm gonna go watch Cy Amundsen at Acme tonight, which people should do. That's gonna be a great show.
Yeah.
And then I will be at Acme tomorrow night for 2 shows with Dan Soder.
Oh,
nice.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah.
Hey,
he's really funny.
Cy Amundsen will be on the show last week. It is a kind of a warm up.
He's on the show last week?
Yeah, he'll be on the show last week. He never called me back. That was the end of that.
He's calling him out.
Yeah.
He's just a hard guy to pin down.
I know he is. I know. Yeah.
Very funny. It's going to be a good show at Acme.
Hilarious. Yeah.
Oh, and Shannon Paul, I think. I'm filling in for Shannon tomorrow, so that's why she's not there tomorrow. But Shannon will be tonight and Saturday with Dan Soder.
Nice.
Big thing going on.
A lot of fun stuff at Acme, and I believe old Mike Early will be there all 3 nights, so he's a nice kid.
Yeah.
He's a nice kid.
Yeah.
Colleen, are you going to join us again next week?
I am. I think Monday I'm here, and then I have to look at. Yeah, I think I can.
Good.
Just things going on.
I don't think I have too much going on.
Very important.
Don't leave me alone with Chuck.
I won't.
Don't.
I don't blame you.
And Chuck, we'll see you this afternoon down at the
Chart House.
House. What you do is you hop in your blue and white taxi. That's what you do. And you head down to the Chart House where they have 3rd Street beers on special.
Don't drink that 3rd Street Brew House in the blue and white taxi. Crack it the minute you get out, though.
We'll leave here, and I'm going to go bless myself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka.
Really?
Yeah. Really? It's Purple Rain. Apollonia, remember? Yeah. By the way, if your children haven't seen Purple Rain and they're under the age of 15, don't do it.
No.
I forgot.
Oh, yeah?
Oh.
And I showed my 10-year-old Purple Rain.
Nope.
I was like, oh, damn.
Forgot about it. Oh, Apollonia.
But I did know he was 12. But I did find it funny, knew none of the songs, was hearing them for the first time. I'm like, really?
Yeah?
You've never heard this? Nope. Hearing it for the first time. And saw boobies for his first time, too.
With his dad.
I guarantee he'll remember those songs now.
Yeah.
He's got a Pavlovian reaction to those songs now.
I love Purple Rain. All right, kids, we've killed an hour.
We have.
And thank you for listening to Lenny Kravitz's Penis, Part 2. Have a good Thursday, everybody.
Bye, everybody.